Alright, here we go, baby. Draw for the Champions League group stage. Once again, just like last year, seeded first for the draw. And if you remember last season, we had Spurs, RB Leipzig, and Shakhtar Donetsk finished in third place on our way to reaching the quarter-final. This year, looking at the second seeds, oh god, the third seeds and the fourth seeds as well. I'm thinking about the group of death, and I would probably call it as Liverpool, RB Leipzig again, probably, and then Olympiacos. That'd be a tough one. Or Hertha Berlin, perhaps. Well, not entirely sure. But let's see what we got. 30's coming out first, and this year we're in Group F. Obviously, whoever we get in the second seed is going to be incredibly tough, but please not Liverpool. It's Monaco in Group F joining us there. They're going to Group H with PSG. Look at these groups, man, already. 30's coming out next. Let's get straight to it, and we have got Valencia in Group F, so a French side and a Spanish side. And let's wrap it up with the fourth seeds, where we'll be taking on, thankfully not Hertha Berlin, KRC Genk. And I must say, looking at that group there, I mean, you're never going to get an easy group in the Champions League, but looking at the teams we've got, I think we should be able to make it through that. Not relatively comfortably, but I think we've got a great chance there. Of course, Monaco and Valencia, they'll be tough, don't get me wrong, but KRC Genk, with all due respect, probably going to get the wooden spoon. I think we've got what it takes to get through that group and possibly top it as well. Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. It's episode number 47, and today we're returning with a Champions League group opener as we face Valencia at Rigamonti, and then a tricky test away against Udinese, where Brescia have got off to a pretty poor start. Before we get to the games though, show how Brescia have been getting on off camera. And of course, in the last episode, you saw the season opener, the opening day victory against Atalanta at home as we began our title defence. I was talking about in the last episode, we were going to be going for the three-peat this year, but after back-to-back score draws against teams we should have beaten, I got to be honest here, it's going to be tough to do that unless we pick it up right now. We started off with a 1-1 draw away against Parma. Sebastiano Esposito scoring the opening goal of the game 15 minutes in, smacking it in off the poster. I'm surprised the frame of the goal didn't break as he smacked it home from range, and after Parola handled the ball inside the area, Inglese levelled from the spot as Parma got themselves a credible point. And then following that, Bissoli came home as we faced our former captain against Cagliari here at Rigamonti, and we drew once again 1-1. How we didn't win this game, I don't know. So many chances, missed a hatful of them. Andre Anderson scored his first goal for the club, which was nice to see, but in stoppage time, holding on to a 1-0 victory, Muru gave the ball away. Cagliari came on a quick break, and in the 93rd minute, managed to grab themselves a late equalising goal and a point as well. So back-to-back score draws for Brescia to start the campaign off. One win in our first three, sat in 9th place right now. I mean, look, it's very early days. There's 35 games to go. Last year, we were a whole 14 points behind Roma at the halfway point, and we still came over that deficit to snatch the title. So I'm not going to read too much into it, but score draws against two teams we should have beaten so early on, a little bit concerning, not going to lie. And it has to be something quite frustrating in the run-off camera as well. Now, briefly, I'll show you what happened on transfer deadline day. We sold two of our players. First, a young talent, Di Francesco. And once again, this is one of those deals where there's a big clause included. So if it becomes a really good player and Cesenza end up selling him, we can get a lot of money for him. But the other departure was Andrea Getzi. And you might remember this guy. Back at the start of the series, he was one of our brightest young talents. I love the 18 determination. He played a bit in the first season as well. But, yeah, he just never really developed. He had two successive loan spells, came back, didn't really play at all, so I decided to let him go for £1 million to Perugia, as he was out of contract at the end of the season. I could have released him at the end of last season, but I opted to extend his contract, but in the end, that was just to get a bit of cash, not lose him for free. So Getzi has gone, and the interesting thing was that I was very close to signing a guy I'd had my eye on for quite some time, and it was really interesting too. So basically, I agreed a deal with Juventus for this guy. His name is Marco Lenzi. I've been scouting him for a while. It was an £11 million deal that I agreed with Juve. We didn't have the money in the transfer budget. We had the money in the bank balance, but not in the transfer budget. So what I did is I asked the board if they would sort of like, you know, allow me to take the extra cash out of the budget, out of balance to sign him. They agreed. But then, for some reason, the game sort of glitched out, and it set my budget back from like 6.5 mil to 0. So I had to delay the transfer, hoping that it was just a bug and it will get put right, but it never did. So in the end, the transfer got cancelled because we didn't have the funds to complete the signing, even though, when I asked the board, I don't know if there's a way to show the interaction I had with the chairman, but basically I asked them if they would, let me take the money out of the budget to sign him, out of the balance to sign him. They said yeah. And then they said no. They just didn't give me the money, so we missed out on Lenzi. Gutted about it as well, because this guy's got some incredible stats. He's only 19 years old, very versatile, a wonder kid, 18 stamina, 17 teamwork, really, really good technical stats as well. And again, for 11 mil, it would have been an absolute bargain. Maybe not as big as a bargain as Franchi or as Bozito, but it would have been an absolute bargain to pick him up. Unfortunately, the game glitched out. And despite the board actually accepting my request to take the money out of the bank balance, in the end it never came through. So we missed out on a signing I wanted on deadline day, gutted about that. And it makes our squad even thinner after the departure of Getty. So frustrated about that, but just one of those things. So first two games then is indeed a Champions League group opener against Valencia. A reminder, we've got Monaco and KRC again, because the other teams, I feel confident we should make it through in second if not top. But after a poor start in the Serie A, we could really do with returning to winning ways here. Right now, New Japan only Pauli is down with food poisoning. Everyone else is fine. And we're switching to the Gegenpress after just one win in three with the tiki-taka. Ordero's in goal. Back for his Muri, Papetti, Armini, the Barbieri, with Storaro, Mogia and Gavoni through the middle. Salcedo and Franchi on the wings, and Esposito up top as we get some chances to some fringe players tonight. And on the bench, Mola, Sistana, Pellegrini, Viviani, Andre Anderson, Picardi, and Del Monte as well. First of two, it's the group opener. Forza Brescia, let's go to a winning start in Europe. Yeah, so frustrated about that. Hey, Troy Parrott plays with Valencia now, no way. So frustrated about that Lenzi deal, because that should have gone through. Oh, he's on loan there from Spurs. He's on loan there. Good start of Valencia on loan from Spurs. Let's hope in real life we'll have a good start on loan from Spurs at the Den this year. But yeah, Valencia, by the way, have been in the top four every single season in La Liga. They've got a fantastic side. They are a Champions League caliber team. And as for Monaco, whilst PSG have won the title every single season in France, like Valencia, they've always been in the Champions League places. So yeah, feeling confident, don't get me wrong. But it is going to be tough if we don't win this game, being at home on match day one after a tough start to the season. But Sebastiano Esposito says, Gaffer, calm down, I got this. 1-0 Brescia. Is there anything this kid can't do? He is a natural goal scorer and he can do it in a variety of ways. Free kicks, that's not the first he scored in this series either, as he gives us the lead and Jose Gaia is about to say, anything you can do, I can do better. No, because Otero makes a brilliant save to claw it off the line. He is so alert from free kicks, Emil. In the last couple of seasons, he's made some massive saves from free kicks that were destined to find the back of the net. And it's really ironic as well, because if you remember, a couple seasons before that, when we first signed him, he had a problem with free kicks. He had a real problem defending set pieces. He still does with corners, but what a save there by our number 24. Still leading by a goal, and my word, do we need this. Come on, Brescia. I love both our systems as well, the tiki-taka and the gegenpress. I know the gegenpress is the better one, we have the higher win ratio with it, but I still love switching to the tiki-taka when needs must. I definitely do feel this season though, we will make a third tactic, we will get one, and hopefully implement that successfully like the other two as well. What it is, I don't know. I do kind of like playing 5 and 3 at the back, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, Papetti sends Esposito down the line. The gegenpress is still our number one. It's Sebastiano. Fires just off target. Still 1-0. I'd love a cushion here. Almost there. Corner for Brescia. Sebastiano whips it in. And yes! You love to see it. Esposito gets an assist to his goal. And it's the new club captain Armini that settles the nerves and wraps the points up. 2-0 Brescia and we win on match day 1. Just like last season against Shakhtar. Lovely floated delivery to the back stick. Armini rising like a salmon. Heads it in and makes it 2-0. Big step up for Nicolo this season, going from the vice captain to the official club captain now that Basoli has left us. And now we've got off to a poor start as well. This is where leaders are made. Can he drag his team back into good form? Well, to start with good form after a poor beginning to the campaign. Well, here come Valencia. We've gone Carlo Guedes looking to get a late leveller and get back a late goal to get back in the game. And as Mogia and Viviani win it back, we'll get it on the deck, and a third goal will kill the contest off. Salcedo down left-hand side, first start of the season, beats one, chips it in, cleared away, and Barbieri picks it up. Going to be feeling quite nervous if there's a late goal here, and as Troy Parrott is beating Papetti to the ball. It's Ordero once again. You live by Ordero, you die by Ordero. 2-0 Brescia, we should hold on now. Big save in the first half, and again makes a good save there to the Nadia Kabi with the header at the far post, and a big save on the one-on-one there as we still lead by 2-0. He's just that sort of goalkeeper, man. He is literally a carbon copy of Andre Onana. He'll win your points and he'll cost you games. It's just up to you whether you want to take the gamble or not. Salcedo down the left, whips one in. Franchi makes it 3-0, and that will do it. How different things could have been had Aldera not made that save. Claudio's first of the year, 3-0 Brescia, back on track. And as the game comes to its close, in Belgium, it's still 0-0 between KRC Genk and Monaco, and I really hope it finished that way as well. What a fantastic response as well on the back of back-to-back score draws against teams we should have beaten in the Serie A. 3-0 against Valencia, and yes, it did indeed finish 0-0 in Belgium, so KRC Genk trying to shut my mouth and prove they've got what it takes to qualify in second place. But that's a good result for us, that. Monaco dropping points straight away in the first group game, and we will be top of the group with 5 games to go. Excellent response there from Brescia. And as for Armini as well, again, this is big for Nicolo Armini. We're always going to have patches of form during the season where we struggle. It happens every single season. No one goes through the entire season in FM winning 38 games out of 38. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You're always going to struggle from time to time, and that's when you need your leader, your captain, to step up and drag the boys and get their morale up. So, yeah, so 3-0 final score. Armini with a good performance there, and I hope he gets his first Italy cap this year as well. I really do. 20 under 21 caps, still never been called up for the national team. But I think this is the year he gets his first cap. Come on, Nicolo. I don't think I've ever had, in all my years playing FM, an unbeaten season. I don't think it's ever happened for me. And if it has, I can't remember it. I don't think it's ever happened. Any save I've done, be it for YouTube or personal, definitely not for YouTube, would have remembered that. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had a save where I've had a season where I've won every single game. And I can't even think of a season where we've not had at least one struggling patch of form. You know, in Football Manager, it's always going to happen at some point. Start, middle, or end, at some point you'll always have a little bit of a rough patch, and that's when you need your captain. That's when you need your team leaders to step up. But with no Basoli now, so much pressure on Armini, but what a response in that game now. I'm such a nerd, man. I'm such a fucking nerd. I really am. But I love it. I love it. To me, that is life to me. That is life, that is sports, that is competitiveness, that is what it's all about, you know? That's what it's all about. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's true though, like I absolutely love the mental aspect of team sport. I really, really do. I find it so fascinating. The psychological aspect of team sport just intrigues me so much, you know? And, you know, I'll always maintain it. Fucking hell, Lazio, calm it down, lads. I'll always maintain it. Like, to me, if you've got a group of motivated players against a group of lazy, you know, unbothered players, I'd always back the motivated team every day of the week. I just believe it. I really, really do. And the dynamic screen in FM will always be my favourite thing. You know, like, starting this club and country say, just real briefly, you know, I'll talk about it during the game. Second and final game today, because I know you're all sitting there thinking, shut up, just get on with it. Second and final game, Udinese away. We've had trouble with these guys before, particularly last season. I thought this was the game where we lost the title last season, but here we go, 4-1-2-3, and a couple of changes on the back of the win against Valencia. Ordera remains in goal. Back four is now Pellegrini, Papetti, Armini, De Paoli, with Storaro, Mogier, and Viviani coming back in. Salcedo, Franchi, and Esposito, our front three once again, though, and on the bench, Mola, Parola, Sistana, Bonifazi, Muru, Barbieri, De Sisto, Gavoni, Picardi, Andre Anderson, Del Monte, and Borelli as well. Second and final game, let's get back on track on the Serie A and get back-to-back wins for the first time this season for Brescia. Yeah, so what I was going to say is when I started this club and country save, you know, my first ever club and country on FM, my first sort of unique FM save outside the normal sort of Premier League RTG that I've done, other than the Millwall save, of course, that was the one exception starting off in the second tier. You know, I was kind of nervous to try something completely different and completely left field, but, you know, I must say I've dabbled with the idea of doing it before. For those who watch my Cardiff save, you'd remember that I talked about it a couple of times. I do really like the idea of doing a You Must Be Mental series, you know, where I just prioritise getting players that are so good mentally and relatively average technically and maybe physically as well. Although mentally would be the primary attributes. Technically, physically still good as well, but mentally that's where they excel. I'd love to try it. I'd love to try it and test my theory and put it into practice. Anyway, first highlight falling early. Sebastiano Esposito runs straight at the goalkeeper, still 0-0. Corner, Stefano to float one into the middle, and there he is again. That man once again, 4th of the season. There's no stopping him. There is no stopping this guy. He's one of the best strikers in the world. And this is why I don't mind that goal bonus of 20 grand per goal. Yeah, it's a lot of money to give out per goal for one player. But at the end of the day, his goals are what have made us back-to-back Serie A champions and a Champions League team. He's worth every penny. And for Storaro as well, that's why he got his contract extension in the summer too. You know, his set pieces are a very underrated part of his game. But he's such a brilliant, brilliant worker as well. Brescia in front, leading by a goal. And this will be a big psychological hurdle here. If we can beat Udinese away, where we lost to them last season in a game that almost cost us the title. De Pauli to Salcedo. Wonderful move from Brescia. That was a wonderful little passing move. And Salcedo gets his first of the year. 2-0 Brescia. Well, this is exactly what we needed after a pretty rough start in this area, all things considered. 2-0 up here away at Udinese, and a third goal would really put the cat amongst the pigeons. But most importantly, let's make sure we hold on to the 3 points and don't surrender them. Suarez shoots but puts it wide over the post. We can really do with a clean sheet as well. No clean sheets in the Serie A to start the campaign off. Our game is so heavily focused on our good defence as well. Don't want to concede here and allow Udinese right back in it with 19 minutes to go. Suarez gets after it down the right-hand side, finds Davide Calabria, who scored in the fixture last year, and the right back gives it back to Suarez. In goes the cross, and Ibanez does head it in from close range right on cue. 2-1. Udinese half the deficit. It's okay. It's all right. We're doing enough as things stand. And I'm going to make one more change here. Let's bring on De Sisto, so energetic for Mergier, and swap he and Storaro's roles around. As I'm just really burning the clock at the moment as we try and see out this game. We're almost there. We are almost there. Seconds to go, and it is going to be a win for Brescia. So, not exactly the most convincing of wins, despite a good first half display. Didn't really do much in the second half, but back on track with back-to-back wins, exactly what we needed after 2 score draws in this area. It's going to be so hard to three-peat this year. Maybe I'm being a little bit too ambitious, but big victory there. Back on track. 4 games into the season, up to 5th place, although 2 teams, as for 3 teams even, do have the game in hand on us. Alright. And actually those 3 teams are playing tonight as well. And as Napoli beat Hellas Verona and Milan take on Roma in the final kickoff of the weekend. It finished 2-0 to Milan, so that means we do fall out of the European places on the back of those results. So drop down to 7th place, but despite Bologna, I didn't even notice that Bologna, after an incredible start, 4 wins from their first 4. It's okay, because everyone else has dropped points at least once. But Bologna, keep your eyes on them. What a start for them. Red hot, 100%. But that will end today's episode of Club and Country, guys. A big thank you for watching. We hope you have enjoyed. If you did, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the next episode of games against... Do we come back with Monaco and Lazio so early on? Match day 2. Can make a big statement there. Or do we come back with a game against KRC, Genk and Juve? Not entirely sure. Do you know what? Let's do Monaco and Lazio. Let's do Monaco and Lazio in match day 2 and a big battle there against one of the teams we've really struggled against throughout the course of the save. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.